Hello, fellow Minecrafters. The Fallen One here, and I've got something pretty epic to show you today. Something I've been working on and off, for the past 3 or so months, mostly off. Anyways, this. This is, to my knowledge, the largest and most powerful computer ever built in Minecraft. It can support up to 64 kilobytes of ROM and 32 kilobytes of RAM, neither of which it has yet. It has 256 bytes of RAM, which you can see in the back there, and um, four or so bytes of RAM. That's ROM in the back. Sorry if I said RAM. ROM, which is this isn't color coded at all, by the way. It's just kind of whatever I was feeling, cobblestone or sandstone, and for some reason blue. And anyways, I'll give you a tour just a moment here. But it's got two local registers, which are here and down there. So let's go. Let's hope I don't die here. Alright. Anyways, documentation, everything you'd ever want to know about the computer. And let's fly here. This unit, is the jump logic. It's pretty spaced out, mostly because I needed room to fit all these gates in. And I didn't feel like making it a complete mess, which the jump logic on my previous computer was nothing but a complete mess. So this tells the computer when it needs to jump to a different line of code. Then right here, this output here, these 16 wires, this is your RAM address. So this tells the RAM which memory unit it needs, which values it needs to send back to the computer. While we're on the subject of RAM inputs are here. That's the first one. Second one is right there, and so on. Obviously they're not connected yet because it doesn't have any RAM besides its internal registers. Let's see, these cobblestone lines here are control logic. Most of it. There's some made of sandstone too. Iron here is the ALU. It's one of only two parts that are actually color-coded. The values come through here. These are for zeroing X and zeroing Y, which you can do with these two buses. And, excuse me. Then it comes through here. These two buses are for inverting X or inverting Y, negating, inverting, whatever you want to call it. These are 3-block wide demultiplexers, and these use this bus here, this control bit, to toggle between adding and ANDing. So you've got your row of adders here, and you've got your AND gates running along here that jump over the adders and provide output to the same place. Then go through here, one last control bit, 6th control bit. What that does is you can invert your output, and these can potentially code 128 different functions, of which only about 10 or so are actually useful. They're all listed in that command bunker thing. I don't know what you want to call it. And these repeaters here, it's actually kind of ingenious. It sends the signal along to tell the jump logic if the output is 0 or not, which there's some, yeah, it's 0 right now. And but the repeaters are far enough back so the values don't bleed through into the data register here, or into this feedback loop, which is what these buses over the top are right here. Then this other one, it uses signed numbers. This other one tells it if it's negative, and it uses these two conditions plus 3 control bits from instruction memory to determine whether or not it should jump to a line of code, the address of which is stored in the address register, which is aptly named, because the address register also holds the RAM address, which is nice, and the value can also be used, thirdly be used, for computation in the ALU. So that's what this register down here is. Multiplexer here at the front. chooses to, tells it whether or not it wants to store the value from the instruction memory in the A register or store the ALU output in the A register, all of which is specified by the command, the opcodes here. So I'm kind of losing my train of thought. Anyways, they're color-coded by section. IXXA, CCC, CCC, DDD, JJJ. You just put torches here for 1s and leave them blank for 0s. And when your program counter, which is this curious device, increments, it'll disable one line. Right now it's at line 0, and which enables all the torches, which will put your code here onto these buses, which are then, sorry about that noise, single player commands, which are then plugged into here, which is your instruction input. And anyways, that's about all there is to the CPU, besides control logic and everything like that, which I'm not going to go through. And then under here is the program counter, and the clock is under there. The program counter is pretty ingenious. Your value here comes in from the A register. It's this bus is split to go to your RAM address and your program counter input, which is here. Oh, excuse me. And this is your load bit right here. This comes from jump logic. And this is your increment bit, which I forgot to add a control for in there, but there should be 2 things in there: a lever to toggle incrementing and a button to reset the program counter to 0, both of which I haven't added yet. Anyways, this is the only component in the computer which is piston based, mostly because it's cool and it's actually a lot easier to do than the actual logic version that I was using, so that's nice. You'll see that more than half the outputs aren't hooked up. That's because there's only 7 bits of addressable ROM, so there's no need to hook the rest up to stuff I haven't built yet. You can't hook it up to stuff I haven't built yet. And this thing here switches the order of these, because I built the ROM is one of the first things I built, and the program counter is one of the last things I built. So the least significant bit and the most significant bit ended up being on opposite ends. So, and I didn't feel like redoing all of this, which is a lot more complicated than just doing this. So this is temporary. I'll redo it eventually or something. I don't know. Anyways, that's about it. So I'll be posting a save file to this, and like, subscribe, whatever. Tell me what you think. That's my mouse clicking out. Sorry about that. And that's all. See you guys around.